Do you find it hard to admit what you're feeling, not just to others, but also to yourself? Do you hide your emotions, thinking that if I don't feel them, they're not real? Do you bottle things up because you think you're going to be stronger if you don't express them? This is the thing, we put these walls of protection up and we think that if we don't feel our emotions, if we don't acknowledge what we're feeling, then they'll go away. But this is detrimental. What we're actually doing is bottling, we're ignoring, and we're actually burying them deeper. So in not expressing our emotions, our battle with our healing is actually going to be a lot harder. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. This is it. We're creatures of out of sight, out of mind. You know, if I don't admit this, I'm stronger. If I don't feel this, I'll just push through. If I don't express this, it's not real. But this is detrimental, and I've mentioned this so many times before. If we ignore how we're feeling, if we don't express what we're feeling, if we don't feel what we're feeling, it will actually just bubble beneath the surface. It's like this toxicity. You know, any kind of disease or toxic, you know, even illness, it has to release in some way. So if we're suppressing emotions, we're burying them. And they're just piling up one after the other, and it is eventually going to explode, like an eruption from a volcano or that pressure cooker I mentioned. It's going to explode. It's going to come out in volatile ways. And also, you know, it's heavy. It's really, really heavy. And I'm doing this. I keep doing this. I'm so introspective. I'm healing every day. I ask myself how I'm feeling every day, and that's fine. You know, that's really healthy. But sometimes I don't have enough compassion for myself, because I'm like, this is a part of my journey. This is okay. You know, I've done this bit. Now I'll go on to the next bit. And I never hold enough compassion for myself. And I think that's what we need to do, is hold that moment of space, acknowledge what we're feeling, admit that we're feeling something, and process it. Like for me personally, it's like, I don't want to be in the negative emotion for too long, especially if it's a sad one, you know, and I don't want to be, you know, and I'm all for crying. I think crying is the healthiest thing we can ever do. It's a great way to release. And like, I'm like this, I'm like two sides of the fucking coin. You know what I mean? I will express my emotions. I will cry my emotions, but I never kind of give myself a hug, really, is what I'm kind of trying to say. I never give myself that compassion. It's like, I've done this, I've released this, let's move on. And I don't admit that I'm not okay. And that's the problem I have, is that I'll put on this barrier of strength. And I'm like, I got through it, next step. Another emotion comes up, I got through it, next step. And I never actually just sit with it for a second and say, here, this is hard. You know, it's okay to take a minute, and it's okay to acknowledge that. You know, I remember, I mentioned this before, this happened over 6 months ago, and I was just explaining to my friend that everything I was going through, you know, I go through this, and it's like, I was like, it's constant anyway, do you know what I mean? I'm constantly healing, constantly going through this, and you know, it was very heavy stuff that I was going through at the time. And she was like, you know, it must be hard. And I was like, no, but sure, it's just part of the journey. And I was just like, fuck, it is hard. It really is hard. And, you know, I kind of teared up and I was like, oh my God, it is hard. And just admitting to myself that I'm going through a tough time made me actually feel a lot better. And I keep fucking doing it though. You know what I mean? I was going through a dark night of the soul, and I didn't know I was going through a dark night of the soul. And I mentioned that in yesterday's video. And like, it was only a Saturday or Sunday. And it was only then that I kind of, you know, the last couple of months, I'm like, yeah, I'm just healing. I'm just getting through it. I'm going through the next one. It's fine. It's gone. I'm going on to the next one. It's like, this is just a continuous cycle. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I hate the word fine. And like literally on Saturday or Sunday, and I just went, fuck, I'm not actually okay. Like, I have two sides of my life. I'm being productive in both areas, right? And I'm moving forward. I'm motivated. And I'm doing my healing at the same time. But I haven't been compassionate towards myself. I've been kind of saying, this is just a part of the process and it's okay, and, you know, that's fine. But I actually just went, I just went, oh my God, I'm not okay. I'm just not okay. And, you know, it was like this weight dropped off my shoulders. And it was like I was living in this tension for the last few months. And I mentioned this yesterday as well. You know, I haven't been able to laugh at comedies like I used to. And this, over the last 2 days, I'm laughing again. And I'm like, where the fuck have I been? And it's like, I was literally going around like this, tensed up for the last couple of months. Literally blocking, like I was just kind of, you know, I was like this energy of protection I was going through. It's just like I'm getting through it, I'm battling through it. It's like I was having this armor up continuously because I was going through so much healing, but I was still kind of going, I'm getting through it, I'm fine, I'm fucking not fine. You know what I mean? And the minute I admitted that I wasn't fine, everything just dropped off. The armor came off, and I don't need the armor. The only person I'm fighting with is myself. And I'm just like, why am I fighting with myself? You know, and I admitted defeat, and admitting defeat is not a weakness. You're admitting defeat against yourself. You know, you're not in a war with the world or anything. You're in war with yourself. The more you suppress your emotions, the more you don't acknowledge that you're having a bad day. You know, and like, you know, I'm so weird. Like, you know, I will be so introspective. I'm so self-aware. If I'm having an emotional day or I need a self-care day, I will do that, and I do nurture myself. But I never really admit that I'm not okay. Because I'm always like, I'm okay, I'm fine, I'm pushing through it, this is a part of the process, everything's going to be okay. And just admitting that for a moment, just even acknowledging for the moment, I'm feeling shit. And it's, you know, it's okay not to be okay. And this is the thing, like, you know, we think it's easier to suppress ourselves, suppress our emotions, suppress our feelings. We don't acknowledge what we're actually feeling. You know, and this doesn't even have to be a sad feeling. This could be an angry feeling. This could be a happy feeling. And it's just like, because we're in this constant healing cycle, we've just got the armor up all the time. So anytime any feeling comes in, it's just like, okay, it's fine. I'll get through the next one. And that's the way I was. It was like, oh, get through the next one. And I wasn't allowing myself to literally just relax. Just relax into it. And literally admit what I was going through. You know, and it's weird. It's a weird concept because I'm so introspective and I'm so self-aware. But because I'm so trying to be so strong, that's what it is. I'm trying to be so strong for myself and for other people that I just push through. And I don't give myself enough pause. And I think that's the problem. I don't give myself enough time to actually just admit this shit is tough. And it's such a simple thing to just admit for a second that you are going through a tough time, that you are it's hard. It's fucking hard. You know what I mean? We try to be so strong, especially when we're independent and we're just pushing through with this healing. We just keep going to the next one, going to the next one, going to the next one. And just taking that 5 minutes just to say, hey, I'm not okay right now. And that's okay. It's really okay. You know, and I've done a video on this before. I really have. And I've done this. I've been doing this. It's a cycle that I'm doing over and over again. I just don't give myself that compassion to actually say, here, it's okay that this is tough. You know, and one fear that I do have, because I think anyone that's suffered from anxiety or depression will know this. It's if we linger, we can linger too long. We can go into victim mentality. And I think I have a really big fear that if I stay too long if I admit that I'm going through something, like I know I'm going through something, you know, it's just weird because I'm happy to express my emotions. I'm happy to speak about how I feel. But yet there's that block that comes in every so often. And it's just like, I just don't take that moment to actually just give myself that hug, give myself that bit of compassion and say, look, you don't have to be strong all the time. And I think that's the thing that we think we have to do. We think we have to be strong all the time. And it actually takes strength to admit defeat. And it's not defeat. I keep saying that to myself. I'm admitting defeat against the war I have with myself. I'm just literally going, it's tough. And like, it's like that backpack analogy that I mentioned before. we've got a heavy backpack of rocks. And every time we ignore an emotion or a feeling, we're putting another rock into that backpack. And it's getting heavier and heavier and heavier. It's time to just take it off for a second. Take it off and look at the stones and then throw them away kind of energy. Just take that minute just to be compassionate towards ourselves. And it's not, as I said, it's not just sadness or anger. We can suppress how we feel about other people, or how we feel about ourselves. We think that if we ignore it, it'll go away. It's not going to go away. Not going anywhere. You know what I mean? And I've said this before, if we bottle things up, they can come out in volatile ways. We can end up, if we don't sit with our feelings, they're going to come out in addictions and codependent behaviors. So we'll end up spending so much time with people that we're not on our own for long enough to hear our feelings. We'll end up working extra and overtime so we're not alone with our feelings. We'll end up drinking or taking drugs so that we're not alone with our feelings. We'll end up partying and doing things that are out of alignment with our soul, or gambling or certain things like that, because we don't want to be alone with our feelings. And then there's the food one as well. We can comfort eat so we're not alone with our feelings. And this is all ways of literally bypassing what's going on inside us. Not admitting what we're feeling. Not feeling what we're feeling. Ignoring what we're feeling. Not having compassion for what we're feeling. You're the person you spend the most time with. So see yourself outside yourself. How would you treat a friend if your friend was going through an emotional time? If you knew your friend was going through an emotional time, but your friend was distracting or ignoring what they were feeling, what would you do? You'd give them a hug and you'd say, here, let it out and talk to me. Tell me how you're feeling. What do you need? What do you need from me? What do you need right now? And you'd ask them. You'd ask them to express themselves. You'd ask them to speak their truth. So why don't we sit with ourselves for a minute? Give ourselves that hug. And say it's okay. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's okay to acknowledge your emotions. It's okay to speak your emotions. But it's okay to say that it's tough. You don't have to be strong all the time. You really don't. And we are creatures of this armor. We keep putting this armor up. We keep putting these walls up. We don't let the emotions out. We don't let people in. We don't let our feelings out. We don't let feelings in. We don't acknowledge our feelings. We try to suppress our feelings. We don't like to admit what we're feeling. And this is not healthy. This actually makes us weaker in the long run. And it does make us weaker in the long run. It really does. Not admitting, not expressing, and it's funny. I keep saying it's funny for me because I cry. I'll have an emotional day where I'm doing healing and I'll deliberately watch a movie that will make me cry because I'll purge the shit out of it. It just all comes out. And I that's me on my healing days. And I have lots of healing days, and that's the way the process goes. But I never admit that it's hard. I never admit that it's been tough. I never admit that it's been a struggle. Because I'm like, this is just a part of the process. I'm used to it now, and healing is healing. And that's unhealthy. Because as I said, I've been going through this fog for the last few weeks in this dark night of the soul. And I've been pushing through and I'm like, once I get to the end of the healing, I'll be fine. Once I get to the end of the healing, I'll be fine. And yes, I will. But if I don't give myself those moments of comfort, proper comfort. Now, I'll have my self-care days, but I don't, it's just that admission of, I'm not strong right now. And it's okay. It's okay to take a little bit of time. It's okay not to be there for everyone else right now, because you need to be there for yourself. And I think that's the problem I was having for a while, was that I was like, I have to help everyone. I have to help everyone. I have to help everyone. You know, I'll do my healing, but I have to help everyone. I have to be strong. I have to put on this armor. I have to be strong. I have to be strong. And I didn't realize how tense I was over the last few months. And it really was tense. As I said, it was like this. It was like this. It was like my skin was tight and everything. And, you know, only the last couple of days I've been, you know, laughing loud again. And that tension has gone and that weight has gone off my shoulders. And it's just, literally, I just admitted to myself the other day, I just said, this is fucking hard. It's been tough and I've been going through it, you know, and just acknowledging that, just admitting that to myself, it took a massive weight off my shoulders just to feel what I was feeling, you know. And I keep, it confuses me because I'm so introspective and I'm so self-aware. So I ask myself what my triggers are every single day. But it's just that compassionate side that I didn't have. You know, I was trying to be stronger and stronger every single time. And I was just, I don't like to admit, and it's not weakness. It's not weakness to just own your emotions. It's not. And I'm not less strong because I admitted that things were tough. It's actually stronger to admit that. You know, it's stronger to ask for help. It takes strength to be vulnerable. And like, you know, as I said, I most of the time I can express, I can admit, I can speak my truth. But just to have that self-compassion and just to say those words, this shit is tough. And it's okay. You know, it's okay to feel what I feel. And it's okay to admit that it's not easy. It's really, really okay. And I suppose my biggest fear is that I stay there. That if I admit that I'm not okay, that I'll stay not okay. But I've been in this fucking struggle for the last few months because I haven't been admitting that. I've just been fighting through. And I think we overcome things quicker when we just admit that we're feeling what we're feeling. And that right now it's been tough. And that it has been a struggle. Because I feel like I've catapulted forward in just a few days. But I remained so stuck over the last few months because I just tried to fight through. I kept that armor on, and I actually, it's like, yeah, the analogy of, yeah, you're in the mud and your armor is actually weighing you down. So you're not really going forward. But the minute you just take off the armor, you actually move forward quicker. Do you know what I'm saying? So I took off my armor the other day. And like, I'm still strong without my armor. We have to remember that. We don't need these shields to make us strong. We're actually stronger without them. We're actually able to push through that mud a lot quicker when we don't have these walls of protection. And it's that simple. I love these analogies. They come out of nowhere. But that's it, like, you know what I mean? I've gone faster in the last few days. I'm happier over the last few days because I'm able to laugh again. I'm not having this energy of tenseness all the time. Just because I admitted that I wasn't okay. And now I'm okay because I admitted I wasn't okay. And it's that simple. It's so fucking weird. But it is. So take off that armor. We're actually stronger without it. We're only slowing ourselves down when we have this barrier up. We're not able to move forward when we think that we're being strong. We're actually stronger without those barriers. We're stronger when we express our emotions. We're stronger when we actually acknowledge what we're feeling. Admit what you're feeling to yourself and to others. And just express it. Just let it all flow. Because it is more than okay not to be okay. It's more than okay to admit that it's been tough. And I promise you, you'll actually move forward a lot quicker. And you'll be okay quicker if you admit you're not okay right now. Give yourself that moment of pause. Give yourself that moment of compassion. You know what I mean? There's no race. You're only racing yourself. You're only fighting yourself. And just take that minute. Just feel what you're feeling. Stop ignoring it. Stop distracting from it. Just admit it. Take off that backpack. And life will actually go a lot more smoothly. Or smoother? Smoother. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you'd like help on your journey, please book me for a discovery call today. And I'd love nothing more than to help you on your path.